Gather around, boys and girls. Today we're going to be talking about some conspiracies. And if you're one of those people who believes that the government has no reason to lie to us, even though, classification sort of exists, well, then you might want to click off this video. Because today we're going to be talking about two people. The first person we're going to be talking about is a guy named Phil Schneider. You see, Phil Schneider, during his job, ended up accidentally uncovering a secret alien base down in New Mexico. Of course, he uncovered this and sort of told, some people about it. And, the government doesn't really like when people tell other people top secret information that they weren't even supposed to know to begin with. So, Phil was found one night being strangled by a caffeinator hose in a method that was called suicide. Now, some people could say that was obviously suicide, this was all just a coincidence, and any of that stuff. And I do actually somewhat agree with this. I do think that there is more, that we don't have really enough evidence to support either hypothesis at this point. Hypothesis at this point. However, considering the fact that this man did leak a secret military base in New Mexico and was one of the only 3 people who survived that, kind of makes you wonder. But this next guy we're going to talk about is a completely different case. You see, there's also a guy named Barry Jennings. If you have not watched the movie Loose Change in American Coop, allow me to explain who Barry Jennings is. Barry Jennings was one of the people in Building 7 when it was collapsing. I'm not going to say what he said about Building 7, because really that's sort of irrelevant right now. Also, let's just say, he did say that it collapsed before the towers did. And he was in it, so he would know, but don't tell anyone that part. Anyway, so Barry Jennings, similar to our old pal Phil, was found dead one day. Okay, again, nothing all that suspicious, Everyone's found dead from time to time, we're all gonna die. However, you know what is suspicious? The fact that 2 days later, not 3 days later, not 2 weeks later, not 2 months later, not 2 years later, but 2 days later, the U.S. government came out with a 10,000-page report about 9/11 and said, well, it couldn't have been this method, it couldn't have been this method, and never told us what method it actually was. But okay, that could have just been a coincidence. However, when Barry's family hired an investigator, the investigator told them, I don't want you to contact me again, and I'm refunding your credit card information. The only people who really say that are people in movies who came across a secret they probably shouldn't have. And people in real life who come across a secret that they probably shouldn't have. Yeah. I'll link both the articles in the description so you can, make your own conclusion on this, but this is at least interesting. That said, I'm Cifro Joe, I'm signing out. Good night.